obstacles. We all go through obstacles pretty much every single day, but what matters is that we overcome them. As long as we keep on overcoming our obstacles, it doesn't matter how many come our way, because we're making progress and we're growing, and that's what matters. And that is what I've been dealing with. I've been dealing with a lot of obstacles, like physical ones, this rash that I got breaking out. I've had a headache on and off since my jiu-jitsu competition, so I'm really hoping it's not a concussion. And then I finally got my setup for editing on my laptop. I put it on my monitor, so it was basically like a PC, but I had to get internet for it, and I finally got internet. And now that I got internet, it'll connect and say secure, but then it'll say no internet. So that's another obstacle that I have to overcome, but it won't matter because I will succeed. I will persist until I succeed. All these obstacles that come my way, as long as I'm dedicated towards overcoming them, then eventually I will. Sure, the obstacles pile up, and the more they compound, the more stressful it becomes, but that just forces you to deal with them, and the more you deal with, the better you come at dealing with the stress that comes with it. Anyways, I'll get more into that later. Let's go get pumped. This is Aaron, another personal trainer, and he's one of the very few people who also makes YouTube videos. He's been making YouTube videos and content for a long time, so it's cool that we are in that same boat, so we can relate and we can share our thoughts and perspectives, and we can grow from that. So I just wanted to introduce you and see if you had anything you want to say to the vlog. Subscribe. I am extremely grateful. I decided to go to this gym today. It was absolutely packed, but I saw a lot of great people, and it literally just made my day all the much better. I saw a friend I haven't seen in 4+ years, someone I went to school with. I also saw my bro Aaron, as you saw, but I also saw just a bunch of people who spread positivity. Like, if you have positive people in your life will become so much better. I feel like it's such an important factor. Now I'm gonna go spend my time with more positive people by rolling in jiu-jitsu, getting in a little bit better, a little more experience, a little more practice. Let's get it. What is up? I'm gonna hit you with that voiceover. I've been posting jiu-jitsu content and it's been performing really well, so I figured I might as well record my rolls today and do a voiceover, so hopefully you enjoy that. This is Trent, and he's very experienced. He's a lot better than me, so he lets me work with him, and what I mean by that is he lets me take dominant positions so he can try to work out of it. And as you can see from the start, I get his back, which is a very dominant position. You can get a lot of chokes from the back, but he does a very good job defending it. Right here, I'm just trying to weasel my way in, but he's not letting me. It would also be really good if I was able to get my feet in between his legs, and that would be called hooks, but he, like I said, is very good at defending this, so I wasn't able to. I have the dominant position still, but it wasn't long until he gets out of it. So he tries to roll me over. I somehow managed to keep his back. As you can see, I'm trying to get those hooks in, but he just won't let me. And then he grabs my leg, so now he's starting to collect my leg so he can flip me. I'm trying to hold on to his back, but it's very difficult, and at this point he has me in a low mount, which is super difficult to get out of. He's got me in it before, but I have my arm around his neck trying to get a guillotine, but the choke simply isn't there. So while he is defending this, I'm going to try to get out of this low mount by pulling my knees out, and that would put me in a butterfly guard, and that's where I am right here. And now I'm trying to think of how to do a butterfly sweep, which is basically flip him over so I'm on top, I'm in the dominant position, but I wasn't able to. I definitely need to practice with that more, and recording just in general. I'm able to watch back and see my mistaken errors as well as correct moves from me or my opponent. So he has me in side control now, and ideally I would be able to connect my elbow to my knee, but as you see, he pins my elbow with his knee, so I wasn't able to do that. So now I'm framing on his hip, which is basically just preventing him from securing a better position. So he's putting a lot of shoulder pressure into my neck, and it's basically like a choke, but I was not trying to tap from just shoulder pressure. So trying to weasel out of it, get into a better position. As you see, my knee's coming through, and now that knee is in between us, so that's very good for me. But he ends up raising his hips and walking around so he can get that secure position back. And that's a good note, something that I can learn from. So now he's back in side control, and I'm just trying to defend. So as you see here, I slip a knee through, and that is creating distance. He tries to push it out, and then I bring my other knee through, and then I bring both of them and go into a closed guard. Now this is an equal position. This is a neutral position, so a lot better position than I just was. And here I'm trying to think of what I want to do. He's experienced, so I'm not going to be able to do a triangle, I'm just trying to keep close to him and hopefully get him in some type of choke. My legs open back up, so that's open guard. So I close them to put him back into closed guard. And the next thing I think about doing is an omoplata, which is where you bring your knees to their shoulders, rotate right here, but I wasn't able to do that. That basically would be a shoulder lock. Now he's standing up, and the most important thing is I just don't let him get to mount. That is one of the worst positions. So I try to sweep him here so I can get to mount, but he does a good job defending it. And as I'm watching this, I can learn how to defend it good, like how my defense is and how his offense is. I can learn from all of it. But now he has mount, and then he tries to go to a high mount, which is an even worse position. So I push him away, but that creates an opening for him to do the Darce choke right here, and that gets the finish. It's super tight, super good submission. Going into our next roll, I'm trying to get to mount, and usually you want to control the legs and pick a side, but I decided to try something that I saw online, which I don't even know how to do, so it's a bad idea. I feel like he could have easily got me into some type of submission right there, but he didn't, and I recovered and got to the back. So this is a good position, but he defends it by putting his back to the mat, so I have less control of him. So my next idea is to slide to mount. So I get on my knee, try to get to mount, but he defends it, and then he gets on top. So I go basically close guard. I throw that arm over again, but I learned by now I can't get the guillotine on this guy. So I'll try, but I'm not going to have any luck. I'm not even really sure how he defends it, because I'm able to get it with some people. I got to figure out what he's doing so I can apply it. But now we're in a neutral position, so he pins my armpit so he can stand up, and that breaks my close guard. That's a really good defense. And now he's controlling my legs, trying to get to mount. I'm trying to keep the barrier in between, but he just slides right over somehow, and now he's in side control. So a bad position for me. He's rotating, trying to get to my neck, put me in some type of choke, and he gets me with that same thing again. He puts the knee on belly and slides over into mount. So I shrimp out of his mount, going in a half guard, but then the bell rings, so that's the end of the match. He's super cool, super kind. He asked me how long I've been doing it, so I tell him 4 months, and he says I'm grappling like I've been doing it for a year. So super encouraging. My next roll is with the newer guy, so now I'm the experienced one, and I start off with these underhooks, which means my arms are under his, and it's usually good for takedowns. I try to trip him, but he stays up. He tries to grab my legs, so I sprawl, and now I'm just trying to regain a good position. So he has my arm, I strip it, get that underhook back, and go for the takedown. However, his momentum rolls me over, but then I go and claim his back. So now that I have his back, and he doesn't know how to defend the hook, so I get the hooks in, and now he's just trying to defend his neck from the rear naked choke, but I do eventually get it. It's just a matter of time. I grab one wrist, push it away, so now he only has one arm to defend, and I get the tap. Here we go again, and if you've been watching my channel, you know that I love chess, and this is what got me into it. My friend who is a fighter, he told me how it's literally just like chess, so that got me interested, and it's just attacks and counter attacks. I try to get a single leg here, he grabs my leg, gets me in a single leg, but then I get my arm over his head, almost get the choke. He defends it, and then I go ahead and claim his back since I can't get that, and he tries to defend it because he learned from the last time. He gets the arm to defend, but I still manage to get the back, get my hooks in, and now you get a better angle of what goes on when you're trying to defend a rear naked choke. So I grab his arm, try to push it away. He has a really good grip. So it's just a hand fight. I'm trying to get my arm around his neck, and he's trying to defend by controlling my hands. I end up trying to do this thing that we learned in class today, which is where I grab his arm, throw my foot over, and pin his arm so he only has one arm to defend. I didn't get it there. Then I tried doing it that way. That didn't work. So then I kind of get it. It's supposed to be in front of his body, but this works too, I guess. So I'm controlling that one arm. So now basically he only has his left arm to defend, and he rolls over, and that kind of helps me out. I push my head into his head to make it tighter, and then I slip my hand behind his neck so I can tighten it and get the tap. On our next round, he tries to shoot for the double, but he isn't able to get it. I get that guillotine, and I literally just have to stand up, and that gets the tap. So that was a quick round, but he'll probably learn from that. And if you're curious on what he did wrong, is basically just have his head low enough for me to get that guillotine. So you just want to keep your head high. Then we go into our next roll, fighting each other's hands. I'm trying to get the underhooks. He has a clinch on my neck,
It's called a collar tie. I get one on his, and now he tries to put me in a guillotine, but my head's high, so it won't work. I control his wrist, and now I have one wrist. I don't even know what happens. Oh, looks like we go into a guillotine, and I don't want to do another guillotine, so I try to go for this triangle, which I've never gotten before. My left arm grabs his knee so I can cut the angle, and I pull him in, and I don't have it that good. So what I do is try to reinforce it. As you can see, my foot is not near my knee, so I try to pull it closer, and that makes it tighter. So I get the tap, which makes me super stoked, as you can see.
First triangle on film. Good work, man. I'm home now, and before I take a shower, I just wanted to let my dog play at the dog park for a little bit since he's been cooped up inside. But I just wanted to add real quick, if you have any question whatsoever to ask me, whether it's deep, whether it's shallow, I don't care, anything you can think of, please comment Q&A and then your question, because I would love to do a daily segment where I do a daily Q&A and I just give you my honest answer. This is that rash that I was talking about earlier, and now I'm noticing it's coming up here, and it's really irritating. And I don't mean like physically irritating, like mentally irritating, because it's another obstacle that I have to overcome. And I don't want to go to the doctors because I don't have insurance, but I might have to. It's probably the smart thing to do. But like I said, it's just another obstacle, and as long as I keep on pushing forward, as long as I keep on trying to overcome it, I will make progress, and that's what matters. Oh, this is the setup I've been working on. I finally set it up, and the reason why I haven't yet is because this setup is what I used to use for my PlayStation, but that was in my old apartment. And whenever I moved into this apartment, which was like 4 months ago, I decided to leave it all in the closet, because if I set up my PlayStation, I would play it, and I didn't want to play it. I wanted to focus and allocate my time towards more important things, so that's what I've done. But the problem is I edit on my phone, and it takes up so much time. It's absolutely atrocious how much time I spend editing. But if I can manage to edit on this, I can get so much more efficient at it. Obstacle overcame. I freaking connected the Wi-Fi, which is freaking awesome. And another cool thing my uncle just showed me is I have this screen here, and it's just one laptop. It's just connected with the HDMI cord, but as you see, it's 2 different screens, so that's freaking awesome. I could do something on here and something different on here. If I grab this and slide it this way, it comes on this screen. Isn't that dope? I took a Benadryl, so I'm getting tired. I'll probably sleep soon, but that means I'll probably wake up early. And when I wake up early, I have a super productive day. And when I have a super productive day, it makes for a really high quality video. So I'm excited for that. I should have plenty of time to edit. And since I overcame this obstacle, I'm just that much closer towards my goal, and just moving forward, I'm making progress. I hope you understood the point that I'm trying to make across this video, is that we all have obstacles every single day, but rather than just staying focused on the obstacle at hand, staying focused on the growth, staying focused on making progress. And if we do that, then we will continue to make progress until eventually we will thrive. We will persist until we succeed, just like this guy right here, just like this guy right here. So without further ado, stay stoic and stay sedulous.